In today's After Effects tutorial, I'm gonna go to show you guys how you can create this really dynamic looking digital glitch title animation right inside of Adobe After Effects. And this is a kind of a super simple animation which you guys can try inside of Adobe After Effects without even using any kind of third-party plugin. Also, if you guys like our contents, then please be sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon next to it to stay notified about our futuremost contents. So then, with all that being said, let's actually fire up After Effects and get started. Alright, so here we are in After Effects and let's start with creating a new composition. Let's call this as the main. And by the way, it's 1920 by 1080, 30 fps and 7 seconds long. So that's it, and here we click on OK. Alright guys, there we got our main composition here, and now you guys can go ahead and grab the text tool and simply start typing whatever text that you guys may prefer to. And for an example, I'll write something like glitchy. Alright, let's select this and make it way more bigger, like so. And by the way, for the font I'm using the Nexa Black, which is a free font of course, and I'll put the link down below in the description so you guys can easily follow along and download the exact same font. Also, another main thing which you need to do here is that hold Control and double click on this pan behind tool, which is in basically going to place our anchor point to the center of our main text. And also you guys have to select this text and align it to the center. Alright, so here I have completely done with my text, and the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create that nice flickering effect throughout my text. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this little arrow here, go to animate and create a new opacity property. Now set the opacity to 0% and go to the range selector, and at the very beginning of your layer, create a keyframe on the start menu and go to around 1 second forward and set the starting amount to 100%. Now let's hop into the advanced section and turn on the randomize order. Also, let's bring the randomize seed to around like let's go with something like 165 or something. So there you guys can see we have created a pretty cool animation so far, and now let's close all these things and now let's create a brand new tracker on there. And now hop into the very beginning of your layer and set the tracking amount to around like -60 or something. Now create a keyframe and go to around 1 second forward and set this to 0. Alright, now let's close all these things around here and select your text. Hit U to reveal all the keyframes we just added. Now select all these keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease them, go into the graph editor, make sure that you are in the speed graph section and select both these corners and just create a velocity graph, just maybe like so. So now if I preview this, you guys can see we have created a pretty damn animation so far and it's actually looking pretty amazing. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create that nice dynamic looking digital glitch effect behind my text. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my text and search for an effect called the Minimax. So here set the operation mode to maximum then minimum, color to alpha and color, and the direction to the horizontal. Alright, now go into the very beginning of your text, create a keyframe on the radius and set its value to about 24. Now go to 1 second forward and set this to 0. So there we have created a pretty nice animation in here, and now I just want to add some of these glitchy textures on whole animation, especially to bring out much more glitchy and organic feeling. So in order to do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select my text again and add the turbulence noise effect. Alright, so first of all, we can go ahead and change the fractal type into the subscale and the noise type to the block. So this will add some really cool blocky texture to all around our text. Also, now you guys can change the contrast amount to as you guys may wish for. Also increase the brightness a bit, maybe like so, but remember, it is just a touch. Alright, now let's go into the transform section and unlink this uniform scaling. Now increase the scale width to all the way up. Also, you guys can play around with these values and increase this a bit more higher. Now decrease the scale width as much as possible. So that's actually pretty looking damn good right now, but here you guys can see there's a chalky line in between this letter T and C. So to get rid from these lines, all you got to do is just go ahead and change these offset turbulence values. And now let's go ahead and set the complexity to around 3. And also you guys can change each and every value of this turbulence noise as you guys may wish for. Alright guys, now let's go into the very beginning of our layer. Create a keyframe on the evolution, go to around 1 second forward and set this value to 265 or something like that. So there we have created our glitchy texture around here, and now I just want to colorize this whole texture with using bunch of RGB vibes. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the colorama effect to our text. Boom! There we have colorized our whole texture completely, and now you guys can go to about 28 frame or something. Create a keyframe on blend with original, go to around 1 second time code forward and set this to 100%. Alright. To be really honest with you guys, I actually don't like how this was turned out by these colors. So to make these colors even more realistic, you can go into the turbulence noise section again and adjust some settings there. Alright, now let's add another effect called the CC compositor to our text. So there you guys can see that effect worked out pretty smooth on our text. And also to build this like more realistically, then you guys can add some glowing effect for this text layer. Here remember to place that glow effect above the CC compositor because I only wanted these glitches to be shine. And actually you guys can play around with these values and adjust the glowness as you guys may prefer to. Alright, another one main thing that you need to do here is that go to around 28 frame forward and create a keyframe on the glow intensity and go into the 1 second forward and set this amount to 0. So there you guys can see how pretty this animate with that really cool glitchy look. And also one of the most super cool thing around here is that you can create many multiple layers from this original layer. And not only that, you guys can even change the whole text, adjust its scaling and change the font style or do anything with your text. And also one main thing which you need to do here is that go ahead and create a new adjustment layer. Select this and apply the add gain effect. So the main purpose of adding this kind of effect is to avoid some serious color blending issues which could take place in between our text and background layer. So in here we can go ahead and set the viewing mode to final output. Hit Ctrl Y and create a new solid color. I'm gonna call this the background. And also make it black and hit OK. Alright, now we can place that background below everything. Now select the adjustment layer again and here set the intensity to 0.2, size to 0.2 also. Softness to let's go with something around 0.4 and also aspect ratio to 0.4 so. Alright, there you guys can see it really worked out pretty smooth there, and I guess we have almost created that glitchy text. But I think I'll be able to add some movement to our whole animation too. So to do that, we can go ahead and create a new null object. Hold Ctrl and double click on this pan behind tool. Select this and align it to the center. And now let's turn off the null object and select both of our titles and parent them to the null one. Alright, now select your null object, go to the very beginning of your layer, make the scale to around 120, create a keyframe and go to around 1 second forward and set this to 100%. Now select both these keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease them, go into the graph editor and adjust these ends just maybe like so. So that's actually looking pretty dope, I guess. And to make this even more better, we can add some glitchy background behind our text. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and drag my glitchy background down here and place it above our background. And by the way, I'll provide the link to download this glitchy background too from the description area down below. Alright guys, and now I think it's the time to preview our final output. So there you guys can see we have created our digital glitchy title animation almost, and it's 100% obvious that we didn't use any kind of third-party plugin to create this animation. Also, I'll definitely put the link down below in the description to download the whole project file if you guys may like to. So then, I think you guys may enjoy this video a lot, and if you did, please consider on subscribing the channel, and also if you hit the bell icon next to it, you guys can stay notified about our futuremost contents of all the times. So then, until I'm gonna be back with another brand new video, I hope you guys a very nice day.